Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching the truth in sincerity. And a shout out to Yakim that's out there on four quarters of the earth proclaiming this truth. Barak of the Yahweh, Barak of the Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Barak of Dov. So, out here another week, prophesying the downfall of Babylon the Great, better known as America, and all the other wicked kingdoms run by Esau, Edom, as we know that Satan is divided against Satan, and so of course the synagogue of Satan, better known as the Israeli state, Amalek, has just bombed Syria again, this time targeting another air base, of course, because we know that they want the Greater Israel Project, which means that they have been balkanizing Syria to get what they want, pretty much, in guise of saying that, oh, well, we're fighting Hezbollah and we're fighting Iran forces, even though Iran was invited by the Syrian government anyways. But really, truly, though, they're targeting Syrian Arab army positions. And like everything else, though, you know, you only find this information here and there. You know, they're not going to really broadcast that too much of that because they don't want you really focused in on it. No, they want you to follow their unholy faggot objectives, you know, which is why Donald J. Trump, the king of Sodom, has declared that all nations should share in this abomination, you know, has made a decree that all nations should legalize the abomination that are known as sodomy, that all these other nations need to stop punishing sodomites. Well, it is within the law to put sodomites to death, you know, and the crime used to be buggery. You know, you would be charged with buggery and you'd be put to death for that. And those are righteous decrees. But you see, the kingdom of Edom is an unrighteous decree, you know. And, of course, like everything else, the police state is being set up, you know. Police officers are looking less like police officers and looking more like military cops. I just, you know, went through a bunch of videos that are being put up there, you know, pretty much showing how you know, everything's pretty much been moved towards the police state to where everything has them tracking systems, and that's why the push for the real ID, you know, that everybody must have them, you know, and eventually those that have the federal non-compliant ID, you know, just pretty much, you know, are going to be outcast, you know, because they're gearing everything up for this Mark of the Beast, Charagma, and you can see the push for that, you know, especially with the downsizing, more Ford layoffs, and just layoffs everywhere, and more businesses closing, you know, to where pretty much cash is becoming obsolete, you know, even writing checks. I mean, when's the last time you've seen somebody writing a check? You very seldom see anybody write a check, you know, because everybody has already, you know, accepted that ATM transactions more so than writing a check. So pretty much, though, now they're just making more steps because they gradually graft you into doing this, to accepting that mark, the RFID, the convenience of no longer having to write a check, no longer have to scan a card or look for your wallet, you know, the convenience of which the bigger thieves and liars are the banking system. You ever notice, though, that since they eliminated the checkbook, half of your shit doesn't even bounce? That one's a good one, but you see, they were deliberately causing your checks to bounce just so that way you would get into their ATM system, because that was their next step of gradually getting everyone to accept it. You see how that is? You see how that devil works, you know, deceitfully? Because we know, as you know as well as I do, that you know, those that have common sense know how to do the math anyways. So that's why check writing is pretty much a thing of the past, because of, you know, Esau was deliberately screwing those that were writing checks, you know, by deliberately causing them to bounce to the point that they started using the ATM system. Well, that's how they're getting people to accept cashless, you know, go cashless, not carry money on them, you know, because, you know, they want to give you the illusion that it's safe, that, you know, oh, well, you won't get robbed or anything if, though you walk through this valley of the shadow of death, you know, you're going to probably get mugged anyways, you know. But you see, if the Most High is on your side, then that won't happen, you know, because every day, man, you know, there's so many ways to die, especially over here, because of the fact that, you know, Esau finds himself not guilty, you know. every time the cops just shoot to kill for no reason whatsoever, you know, like you see in them videos that we be reposting. Nah, man, you know, but the Most High is going to hold them accountable, and now there's been more chariot sightings everywhere. So we know we're getting closer to the hour when this place shall be brought down, you know, and Esau knows that his time is short, so he's going to roll out that microchip system, you know, the RFID push, this being the year Karagma. So I'm going to read out of Amos chapter 9, one of my favorite chapters. I saw the Most High standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel at the door, that the posts may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered, you know. So there's going to be a time, though, that either the Most High is on your side or he's not, you know. We saw this judgment even last year, you know, when Car Fire came, because, and I was just 2 blocks from those that were getting evacuated, you know. Most of Reading on one side was evacuated by this, and you could best believe that that was the sword coming after them. Though they dig into hell, it's talking about those that have them underground shelters, that have them fallout plans, you know, all of them say, well, you better have a 6-month supply, you know. But what good is that going to do against ICBMs? Thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence I will bring them down. You know, and that's what they're doing. Their Space Force and all that. They claim to have ascended into heaven. They claim to have even walked on the moon, you know. But we know that the whole man on the moon thing was all fake, you know. It's for those that believe that. But nonetheless, though, the pride of these Edomites, though, they have deceived themselves into thinking that, you know, especially the elites, you know. They deceive the people into thinking that. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence, and though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. You know, and they show you a lot of this stuff in that newer movie, Godzilla, King of Monsters, you know, that, you know, all these Edomites that are purposely digging themselves down in there, thinking that they're going to escape this judgment. Now, man, but the third woe, when these nuclear missiles come and destroy this place, man, those that think that they've escaped that, man, we're just going to dig them up, and then Leviathan's going to come after them too, you know, because the Most High has a grievance with this place, because they have slayed the prophets. They have slayed all of us, you know. They had pretty much had taken us from being, you know, but now, you know, now's the time that we're coming and prophesying against this place. And though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them, and I will smite mine eyes upon them for the evil and not for the good. And that's what happened, you know. Car Fire is just one of many things that's going to be coming to this place, you know. You can see, though, that they're planning something. You're catching all the choppers, you know, military choppers. You're catching it almost every day. You're hearing it. And then you're seeing these manufactured storms, you know. And I've shown that in videos as well, you know. Because there's another guy that lives here in Reading named California Streetwalker. I haven't met him, but he has a channel, and pretty much he's saying the same thing that I've been saying. I've been prophesying that for a while, you know, that they're planning something. And the Lord Yahweh of hosts is he that toucheth the land, and it shall melt, and all that dwell therein shall mourn, and it shall rise up wholly like a flood, and shall be down as by the flood of Egypt. And that's by way of them thermonuclear missiles, and by way of them chariots when they destroy this place. Remember, it's just a couple chariots that destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. But this time, you're going to have a bunch of angels, and you're going to have all the nations firing upon this place, destroying it. It is he that buildeth his stories in the heaven, and hath founded his troop in the earth. And it's talking about you Edomites, you red Hebrew Edomites. He that calleth for the waters of the sea, and poureth them upon the face of the earth. The Most High is his name. And, you know, that's talking about how he has set up nuclear missile silos all over the world. The Most High has allowed Esau to think that he created this, but the Most High himself is he that gathereth all this. And you, not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Yashar'Allah, saith the Most High, have I not brought up Israel, Yashala, out of the land of Egypt, and the Philistines from Caphtor, and the Syrians from Cuth. Behold, the eyes of the Most High Yahweh, and upon the sinful kingdom, which is talking about America mostly, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saying that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Most High. So, you know, he's not going to cut off Jacob. There's a remnant, you know, and we pray we're part of that remnant. That's why we are making sure that we're diligent for this thing, because if we're not diligent, death and destruction is going to come from us. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. So that's just reaffirming it. 2/3 of these people are going to be destroyed. The evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. That's what's happening now. That's why we're coming up, holding up the 12 tribes sign, you know, the stick of Joseph, which is the 12 tribes. Ephraim and Yehoiada coming together. That's all 12 tribes. And I will raise them up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. Then they shall possess the remnant of Edom, and all of them which are called by my name, saith the Most High that doeth this. You know, and that's what's happening, though, is we're coming out here, and we're foreshadowing, we're telling people, we're prophesying what's about to happen, is that there's going to be a third woe, and those that survive this third woe, you're going into slavery. We were once your captives, but now you'll be our captives. We will take hold of this kingdom, and we will take them captive. Kind of like the foreshadowing that Brightburn shows you, you know, when Yahweh Shai and the angels come back, and we come back with him to enslave the rest and take back the kingdom that was once ours. For all that, I hope this has been edifying. Until next time, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Ruach HaKodesh, Barak Death to America, and death to you 2/3.